Welcome back everyone, my name is Echo and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, we have a brand new beta for Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version. This is beta version 1.17.20.20, now available for Android, Windows 10 and Xbox. Here is the official confirmation coming from JWells, Megaspud, Community Manager. Lots of lovely bug fixes going out in this week's Bedrock beta. We'd love to hear your feedback on the Nether mob spawning changes, hoping that it makes things a bit less intense, but still allows your farms to work efficiently. Here's the changelog. The link is down below. I just want to go over a couple of things. Number one, candles. Every time I release a brand new update video, it's like, yo, where are candles? So candles are currently in beta. This week, we have no changes to candles, which is the indication that they are complete. We're simply waiting for another version, whether it's going to be 1.7.3 or 4 or 5. We are still waiting. The next thing, I noticed it in yesterday's 1.17.2 update. The achievements button is here, and your settings button is here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the settings button should be there, and the achievements button should be there. Surely, your settings are more important than achievements. Like, it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. So inside of profile, where you edit your skins, there is no achievements screen in here anymore. It's edit, it's delete, or its settings. So like Megaspud did mention, there is quite a few changes today, including a bunch of parity and sound changes. So as always, if these videos do help you out, please leave a like on today's video and share it. It helps other people find my channel and these important videos. There is quite a few changes to go through, and I'm gonna break it down and explain it to all of you. Features and bug fixes. World settings. Added the respawn blocks explode game rule, which can be used to prevent respawn anchors and beds from exploding. Why they didn't put that under like the explosions one, I have no idea. But if you type in / game rule and do respawn, / game rule respawn, it's this one. So you can set it to true or false. This is obviously going to be for single player worlds where you actively play with a bunch of people, or also for realms as well. I mean, I'm not complaining because it's a pretty good feature. So what people were doing in realms and servers and single player worlds, they were literally using the anchors and beds as a get around for exploding people's bases. Big brain moves, but it's now been fixed. Caves and cliffs. Worlds with the caves and cliffs experimental toggle enabled are now more likely to have the same default world spawn position as worlds without the experiments using the same seed. So basically, if you had caves and cliffs enabled, the seed and where you spawned would be completely different if people did not have caves and cliffs experimental features enabled. It's just to keep them all the same. But I thought it was pretty cool that they were different, but that's been changed. Vanilla parity. Monster spawning in the Nether has been changed to more closely match the Java edition. Let's go to the bug report for this one, because this is quite interesting today. So it's been talked about for quite some time. Mobs spawn too frequently inside the Nether, and I can agree with that. Now, if you're worried about your mob farms being broken, as you've seen at the start, Megaspud said that they focused on fixing mob spawning, but not breaking your mob farms. So I'll have to do a bunch more testing in survival, but I fully agree. I was having this happen non-stop. It was so annoying. So I'm glad that this is one feature that they pushed from Minecraft Java to Bedrock. If you've had like tunnels like this, you probably had this happen and they explode so much. Enderman being cracked. So hopefully this is going to improve mob farms in general. Again, this is insane. But I love that. Good change. So well done, Minecraft. There will now be a maximum of 15 to 20 mobs around the Nether instead of 30 to 40. So it's not going to be as chaotic. So you're probably going to be able to survive a little bit easier as well. Block interactions, click sounds are now controlled by the block's volume slider. So on the bug report, it says sound of certain redstone components cannot be muted using the sound sliders in settings. Here's a list of things that were not affected. So basically, It's just to make the sounds work for some specific redstone features. Swapped toggle sounds for levers so that they are now parity with Java Edition. Okay, everything you're about to see here is going to be a bug fix, a tweak, or a slight change. Fixed a bug where the contents of a shulker box are deleted when dying from the recipe tab. How this worked was, you have a die. You have your shulker which has the contents inside of it. For example, we've got all of them inside of there. We now have 2 of these, so let's just get rid of one of them. So this has all the contents inside of it. If you were to go to / game mode S for survival, and I was to die this, using this, with this method, all your items would disappear. But you can clearly see my diamond stuff is still there. So that's been fixed. Finally, swords now break bamboo in a single swing. This has been requested so many times. So breaking with your hand takes a while. Breaking it with a sword. Oh, that caused a lot of lag there. Yeah, be careful with this, but honestly, it's just so much better. It's a parity change that we've wanted for a very long time. So again, thank you for finally introducing it. Disabled biome tinting for spruce and birch leaves. Let me show you on the changelog. Birch and spruce leaves color change depending on the biome. So it's now been changed and fixed and whatever else they've done with it, as mentioned on the sign that I showed you. So again, another bug that has been squished. I think this was an issue just in 1.17. So not a long-lasting bug. Using a powdered snow bucket on a cauldron filled with powdered snow no longer creates a new powdered snow block. Using a water bucket on a fully filled cauldron now produces the correct sounds. So it's just the sound fix here. Next one here is lava buckets can now be emptied into a cauldron that's already full, so you can empty these in here. And if I go to / game mode survival and put this in here, you can empty it in there. You couldn't do that previously. Cave vines can now be pollinated by bees. I did have bees in here, but I think what it means is they can pollinate the vines. So these are glowberries, the vines, cave vines, I think it means. I think they can pollinate it to then give you glowberries. I did have bees inside of here, in and around here, but they're gone. So I can't clarify if that's been fixed or working or whatnot. The next one here is enchantment table now emits a light level of 7. So basically when you stand on it, if we did have the debug add-on installed, it would show a light level of 7. It was broke, I believe, in 1.17.20. Now been fixed. The falling position of the pointed dripstone is no longer slightly offset. So when this was previously falling, it would kind of fall like on a corner, basically going onto the other block. If we go up here now and break this, it doesn't move. It literally falls directly on the one block. Powdered snow can now be collected with a dispenser. So inside of here, we have a bucket. Flick this, it goes inside. We now have the powdered snow bucket, and do it again. It now pops out. Says, hi YouTube, like the video, please. Anyway, the problem with this one is that whenever you placed a sign on rooted dirt, the sign would be blank, like these ones. So I can confirm if you place yourself a sign on here and just say hello, it now works correctly. The target blocks can now conduct redstone signals. The message / tell commands no longer fail when cheats are not activated, and this is for realms. It says teleporting a mob between dimensions no longer causes the mob to despawn. Fixed offhand shield clipping into players' arms while in third-person perspective. Minecart with chest will now copy over its chest contents when pick blocked, the exact same as way shulkers will, etc. Soul speed boots can now be unequipped properly after losing durability. It's been a bug for quite some time. So if you had soul speed boots on, it took damage, you couldn't take it off. It would just automatically go back on side of there. Again, been an issue for quite some time, but it's now been fixed. It says baby goats no longer have horns. Let me show you. Let's grab ourselves a goat and this, and we're gonna have a goat baby, and it's got no horns. It's got no horns. It's really cute though. but they don't have any horns like these monsters. Diamond pickaxes found in Hoglin stable chests are now enchanted. Bubble columns are now placed properly when loaded with a structure block. So if you had a bubble column like this and you wanted to copy and paste it, it will now copy and paste it correctly. I'm not going to do it because, again, it's just something really simple that's been fixed. The next one, sound changes. Let me show you these. Here are your sound changes. Sounds. Amethyst walking sounds are now affected by the player audio setting. Deep slate walking sounds are now affected by the player audio setting. Moss block walking sounds are now affected by the player audio settings. Sounds of moving in/on powdered snow are now affected by the player audio settings. Jumping and landing on blocks have now have their sounds affected by player audio slider. No ID. Dripstone sounds are now affected by the block audio slider. Turtle eggs no longer produce the bone meal sound when placed on sand. Big drip leaf now has a distinct tilt up sound. Didn't want to put them all on signs. They're the changes for you. User interface changes. The sign in dialogue is no longer shown on a split screen game to anyone other than the primary player on PlayStation 4. A debug string is no longer shown for how to open chat. Last but not least, technical changes. Let's go to the changelog. If you are into the technical side of Minecraft, these changes are for you. Again, you can read them all in the official changelog down below. There has been fixes, data-driven items, and game test framework experimental. So there we have it. Another week, another beta. I hope today's video has helped keeping you all updated. The biggest annoyance for me is putting achievements there and the settings down there. Settings are far more important than the achievements. Let me know your opinions on that down below. But apart from that, have a great day, stay beautiful, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.